Hey now.
Aww.
Bueller.
Case closed. Let's get drunk.
Catch me outside. How about that?
All week long.
Already with the likes and all rise, order in the court. It's time. We got a full week, so you better be ready. Don't be laying around. This was Mikey last week during court.
All week, just like that guy right there. Yeah, like court, Creed. Court. Is that guy got a leather wall behind him?
Yeah, no, you know what? I never even noticed the wall because I was too busy looking at his nice do he's got, which obviously he goes to a good barber shop where there's hip hop beats and such.
A very nice flat top. I thought you were busy looking at his beige. His beautiful beige.
Shh, quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
John's trying to get a little catnap in just for.
Well, I mean,
a few
court.
minutes.
Of course he does.
So be quiet while he slumbers.
Not a sound. That's not us. That's them.
That's the PayPal.
Welcome,
Mikey.
Damn it. That's so close. So close to letting them rest.
Thank you, everybody, for the likes, the thumb jobs, as they say. So here we are again. Good to see everybody. Sorry you missed out. Mikey's not feeling good. Now is my turn for a few days of crap. I got out the moldy, musty. I don't think they're moldy, but they are musty.
Would you say it's an allergic reaction, you think?
Oh, it's in my chest. God, I wish it was here. Still, heaters are rocking, and he looks like my cat. This is what my cats do when they stare at me. What John is doing right now.
I mean, my wife calls that taking an old man nap. I sit on the couch and she'll look over at me. She's like, "Are you snoring?" And I'm like, "Huh? No, I'm watching TV." What are you talking about? I'm not snoring. You're snoring.
All right. They got something big happening. I certainly wouldn't mind being there with you, Captain. Love the great Smoky Mountains. Oh, he's back asleep. Let's go before we wake him up again.
Santa Claus is on trial right now, Creed. If we jump over here.
Oh,
Old Saint Nick.
Are you sure that's
or I may be
has
wrong.
anybody heard from Edwin?
Trial?
My man.
January 10th, Your Honor.
So I used the trial readiness date.
Santa's so disappointed in himself.
My man.
All right.
Is James filming a movie,
You
or
want me to
is
leave
he
it
being
on,
held
leave
captive?
it set for trial right now, not strike the trial, and set it on for pre-trial / readiness for an anticipated.
He's got to work
Change
soon.
of
Got to
plea.
let him out.
That's our ask, Your Honor.
I'm not opposed to striking the trial dates. I think at the last hearing, there was not,
Vancouver, Washington.
the court did not want to strike them, but I am not opposed to that. We know this is going to resolve in some fashion.
We're also not opposed to striking the trial dates if that pleases the court, Your Honor.
Don't you think there should be a cutoff date on getting in trouble
All
with
right,
the
let's
law?
do this.
Sometimes you're
Let's
just
shoot
too
for
old.
2 weeks. Let's see. That should be enough time. Let's set a pre-trial
Prom is a young man's game.
hearing for 2 weeks from now on the 20th,
Yeah.
should be the 27th, since the 26th is the court holiday. So Tuesday, the 27th at 9:00. And
See,
that
they're
way,
gonna
if
let
there's
him
an
out in time to
answer
do
about
everything he needs to
feasibility
Christmas-wise.
on the mental health sentencing alternative, we can then at that time strike the trial and allow for additional time.
I'm
for
telling you,
the
I was worried about
necessary
catching it
assessment.
through the screen.
Thank you, Your Honor. I beg your pardon. Forgot that Tuesday was
I
available.
watched a
and that
lot
would
of
be great.
Troy
All right, let's
podcasts
do
this
that.
weekend,
Thank
so
you
I
very
might have
much.
got it through that.
Well, he must have done. Are we talking about Santa or?
Yeah, Santa. He'll be back on the 27th. He's got time now to go and
And you
deliver
want that
gifts.
at 9:00, correct?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
All right, so
Do
I'm
all
going to
he
change
needs
the
to do.
order to say
Barely can go to
pretrial,
sleep when I'm on
December
my
27, 9 o'clock.
I just at
Thank
the
you very
end
much.
of the day of a very long day, I have a hardest time sleeping. I don't know how you sit there and do that, but that's just me.
Oh, I could go right now, take a nap, and then once we get done this evening, I'll be wide awake.
Oh,
Right?
I put up the tree. I got
Who's on the
everything
jail
going
third
last
floor?
night, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Paul King.
I couldn't do anything all
Alright.
day. I had all day.
That is number 6, State versus Paul King,
Paul
22-1
King.
-220-14.
And he used to
On
work
for
for
scheduling conference.
Next
Thank you,
Media.
Your Honor. Justin Cover appearing as counsel for the defendant, Paul King, who is present by
Yeah,
way
fire
of Zoom. We're on for scheduling and we're asking for dates, Your Honor.
All right.
Well, Christy King's looking for a
And
date,
Mr.
so
Peterson.
Your Honor, Mr.
Perfect
King
timing.
came back in off warrant just last week, so we just need to reset in custody dates. It looks, we're trying to get Mr. King into True Blood. That's kind of the goal.
All right,
True
well,
Blood, the
you guys can
vampire
work
show
on
on
that, and I'll set
HBO?
trial dates. We'll go from there. So, in custody trial dates from today,
That
omnibus
movie- that show
January
hasn't been a
9,
hit in a while.
readiness January 30,
$8 worth of
Trial.
groceries.
February 7. All right, so present an order, and then hopefully by January 9th, we can have an answer.
$8. I mean, you
as
just
to
kind of let
potential
somebody go
alternative.
over $8, don't
Thank you,
you?
Your Honor.
Thank you
Thanks
very much.
for-
Present the order.
Oh, we just missed something good. here at
It was
Cal.
a true blood.
Oh, what happened? Let's go.
Hang on just a second.
All right.
Is that really hot
That's all for that
attorney
case.
there?
Who's in the jail? First floor?
I hope so.
You mean Skunk Lady or?
Brian
Yeah.
Johnson.
Smoking hot, real nice. Got giant clock behind her.
I guess
Super
it
nice
just
lady.
started, and this is our first go around here. Let me back it up.
All right.
5
Number
minutes.
22 on the docket.
Lynn.
Salt of the earth.
Campisi, is that correct?
Hello, Eric.
Hey now.
The court has found probable cause to hold you to answer to a charge of trespass in the second degree of misdemeanor with a maximum potential sentence of
Just
90 days in jail.
Hector, you
$1,000
you can
fine,
blame Mikey for this.
1,050 in assessments. You have the
Never
right
said
to
I
be
had it.
represented by an attorney of your own choosing. If you cannot afford one, an attorney will be
So,
appointed. at
Jason.
no expense to you. You are presumed innocent unless the prosecutor proves the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a speedy trial, and that's 60 days from today's arraignment if you're held in custody on this case, or 180 days from your readiness hearing if you're not held in custody on this case.
Is
You
that
have the right
somebody
to a
lurking
jury
outside the
trial,
door?
you have the right to hear
I'm
and
too busy
question
looking at the
prosecutor's
man
witness.
spreading happening.
You have the right to testify on your own behalf, call your own witnesses, and compel witnesses to appear. at
Oh
your
yeah,
expense.
Miss Grimm.
You have the right to
Yeah.
remain silent when you're exercising that right. Cannot be used against you in any way. You have the
Out
right
of
to
Terry
disqualify
Montreal.
up to one judge.
Thank you,
if you
fire
do so
cap.
in a timely manner, and if you're
so
found
much
guilty
better
after a
every day,
trial, you will have the right to appeal, but you'd have to file that notice of appeal in a timely manner in that case. If you plead guilty, you give up all of these rights except the right to counsel. And if you're not a citizen, you've got the right to consult with an immigration attorney. And the reason is that a criminal conviction for a non-citizen could result in deportation, exclusion from admission, or denial of
She looks like a
naturalization
citizen.
under the laws of the United States. With all of that said, Ms. Campisi, would you like me
You got your
to
best behavior.
appoint an attorney to represent you
She's
in this
watching
case?
I'm on it. Oh, hey.
I'll take that as a yes, Ms. Campisi. I'm going to appoint the Grimm Law Group to represent you in this case, and we're going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf.
Can I have
I'm gonna need
attorney
you to fill
Ben
out an
Grimm
attorney
as my attorney?
application
Though?
to
I mean,
make
she's
sure
nice,
that
but I want
you
Ben Grimm.
qualify. But for now, the Grimm Law Group is representing you. We're entering a not guilty plea on your behalf. I'll hear from the prosecutor on bail and conditions of release, and I'll hear from your attorney, and then I'll make a
What they
decision.
say, trespassing?
Mr. File.
Yes.
The city is requesting standard release conditions that she not go to the guest house inn, and I will defer to the
All
court
from
on
the
bail.
motel.
Yeah, the guest
Yes,
house
yeah.
in.
God rides
Your
all.
Honor, she's gotten
Hey, Carrie.
only the warrant. It looks like she's being held on the Cowlitz County warrant as well. We'd asked the court to PR her. She's got no other history.
Ms. Campisi, I'm going to set bail at $500, and I'm going to set the following conditions of release.
No.
Appear for a pretrial on December 27th at 1 p.m. via Zoom. Appear for a readiness January 10th at 2 p.m. via Zoom, and appear for a jury trial January 27th at 9 a.m.
A jury trial on
Have no criminal law
trespassing.
violations. Report any change of address to the court clerk and your attorney. Meet with your attorney before your pretrial if you get out. Otherwise, they'll be up to see you. And you got to have that attorney application filed before your pretrial. Last
welcome,
condition,
Flav.
do
Great
not
to-
go
glad
within
you found
500
us.
feet of the guest house stand.
Glad you're here.
501
Welcome,
Three Rivers Drive. I've said a lot of stuff.
Alan.
I'll send over the paperwork that has all of this on there. Make sure
Alan,
you
what's
get that
your
attorney out.
mailing address, by the way?
Yes.
So it's $500 bill. How, what if I don't have $500 on me right now?
Then you sit until we resolve the case.
When will we resolve this case?
Well,
After
that's what
Christmas.
Your attorney, if you're not going to get out, will come and talk to you about it. It could be resolved as quick as tomorrow, actually. But that's between you and your attorney. In other words, if the parties come up with a resolution on any case, then the
You probably
attorney
got
can
that
put it
same
on
answer at
very
the
next
motel room.
day.
He went down and said, "Now I live here."
You've
and
also
can't
got
pay
bail
for
on
it.
your
What-
other case of
Yeah.
$1,000. So it's not
Uh-oh.
just this case now holding you, it's the county case as well.
Uh-oh.
You're going to be
Oh.
heard at 11 o'clock on your district court case. On the
Oh.
district court case, they've got a warrant and they'll talk about that warrant at 11 o'clock. Okay.
So we'll figure that all out.
I'll message you
Pretty soon.
back, Alan. I didn't
Hopefully
see
we'll be
over on
able
the.
to figure this out before
I'm
Christmas.
guessing on the. CBS show.
You could well do
It's
it.
in the
That's why
email.
your attorney will, if you don't make bail, your attorney will be up to talk to you about it. Okay.
Oh,
We're not here.
Okay.
well, I. did we-
Timothy Antler, Your Honor.
was-
Thank you.
The skunk lady. I mean, Miss Grimm. She's so polite and beautiful.
Yes, of course.
Uh-oh, this guy looks like an
Timothy
international man of
Antler, is that
mystery.
correct? Thank you, Mr. Antler. Mr. Antler, the court previously found probable cause to hold you to answer
Doc's
to
looking
charges
bad.
of driving while suspended in the third degree and
Doc Antler,
operating a motor vehicle without an ignition
Tiger
interlock.
King.
The
Uh-oh.
first one is a misdemeanor maximum, 90
He's supposed to
days,
have the interlock.
$1,000 plus assessments. The ignition interlock's a gross misdemeanor maximum, 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine plus assessments. The court issued a warrant for your arrest when you failed to appear on June 15th for arraignment.
Yeah, he's
I'll
the
quash that
prosecutor.
warrant at this point in time. Did you hear me when I went over rights with Ms. Campisi? Did you hear me go over rights with Ms. Campisi? Would you like me to go over them with you also?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. Would you like me to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case?
Where's God rides a Harley at? I'm pretty sure you can
Okay.
get Miss
I'm going to
Campisi out
appoint the Grim Lawyer
today.
to represent you in this case. We're going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. That appointment, like Ms. Campisi's, is temporary based upon you.
Is he gonna
filling
cry
out
like
an
she
attorney
did?
Application to
She
be
found out
finding
she
that
was
you
in
qualify.
trouble.
So I need that attorney application well before the pretrial.
Chris?
set in this case, but for now. Ms.
The
Grimm's
very
here, and she's
rough-looking
So,
Burt
I wanna
Reynolds,
hear from
maybe.
the prosecutor on requests on bail and conditions of release. Then I will hear from the defense.
If he was short, he'd have that Chuck look.
Seated requesting standard
Mm.
release conditions, no driving without license, proof of insurance, and the required ignition interlock device. At this point, I'll defer to the court on bail.
I bet that's a pretty big charge.
Ms. Grimm.
Trying to get around that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it
You know,
looks
you
like he's
can't.
being held on a new Superior Court case. He also has holds out of Longview and District Court. We'd ask the court to PR him.
What?
I'm going to set bail here at $2,500. I'm going to set the following conditions of
He's not
release.
getting out.
Appear for a pretrial.
How'd she say that
December
without a smirk on
27th
her
at 1
face?
PM.
Yeah.
A readiness hearing, January 10th at 2 PM.
Hey,
Both
Chris?
of those via Zoom. Appear for a jury trial, January 27th at 9 AM.
Yeah, you
I've
can't
no
be doing that
criminal
when you got an
violations
interlock
before
device.
any
You gotta- I
change
mean, you
arrest
can't
of the
be
court clerk or
driving
attorney.
and having any road.
Upon your release from custody, if you do make bail, immediately contact your attorney and meet with them before your pretrial. Otherwise, they'll be up to see you. Get
That
court-appointed
sucks, but at least
attorney
you got a little bit of a
application
heads
filed
up.
before the pretrial. Don't drive
Wow,
without a
that
valid
sucks.
license and insurance. By our pretrial date, that's January 10th. I need you to file an affidavit.
And no matter what nobody
The
tells you, there
affidavit
is nobody
says
looking to
either
hire
that
anybody.
You have an
right now.
ignition interlock in your car. or that
Seriously
you're not
seems that
driving.
way. I swear to
Your
God.
attorney will be able to help you with that document.
By the way, this was
So
always
we'll
the
send over all
crappiest
this
time of the
paperwork
year
and
if you worked in
stuff.
radio because this is when everybody
What was
gets
the
like,
bail?
fired is around Christmas.
2,500.
It's like
Mm.
it's just a thing.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Antler. Who do we have next?
Bye, Mr.
Brian
Antler.
Hayes, Your Honor.
Want to watch one more here in Cowlitz or?
Absolutely.
You are Ryan Michael Hayes, is that correct?
Ryan Michael
Mr. Hayes, the court previously
PSAs.
found probable cause to hold you to answer to a charge
Nailed
of
it.
unlawful
Can you put a
camping,
book or two in the
misdemeanor,
background and come
with
back to me
maximum
with that,
potential
please?
I'm
sentence
really
of
lazy. I mean,
90 days in jail and $1,000 fine plus
I can't do
assessments.
that.
You issued a warrant for your arrest on October 12th when you failed to appear for
You're welcome,
arraignment.
Flush.
I'll quash that warrant at this point in time. Would you like me to go over your rights at arraignment, or did you hear?
One
them when I
warrant
went over them
quashed.
with Ms. Campisi?
Miss
I didn't
Campisi's
quite hear you.
the
mic's
star
not
of the
working.
day.
No kidding.
Okay, thank you very much. Would you like me to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case?
Actually, sir, if it's possible, I'd like to resolve both matters, use of paraphernalia and illegal camping.
Okay.
Well, the district court case, you're going to be heard at 1 o'clock. And we can't, the earliest we could resolve this case would be tomorrow. And it's going to be difficult if you don't have an attorney representing you.
Okay, yeah.
Your Honor, might I interject? Mr. File, is this a case you would amend by the infraction that we've kind of come up with?
This is one that
There's somebody being kind of loud in the background.
I'll amend this
Yeah,
one
definitely.
to littering with a $200 fine if he wants to resolve today.
Littering.
Very good. Okay, what's going on here, Mr. Hayes, is the prosecutor has just said he is willing at this point in time to amend this criminal charge down to a civil infraction of littering. If you're willing to admit the littering and pay a $200
Take
fine,
it. Do
you
it.
want to do that.
Do it.
Please.
Okay, we'll grant the city's motion to amend the littering. I'll find the infraction
Look at the
committed.
holiday
I'll
season,
impose
the
a
way that the court
$200
is going
fine.
today.
The criminal charge is now gone. You do not have to come back to court on this charge. There's no possibility of jail. You do, however, owe $200. That's got to be paid within 60 days.
He got
unless it's
arrested for
18.
littering? I mean, is that
No,
an
no, no.
arrestable offense?
No, they brought it
You
down to
do
that.
have a
whatever his
warrant out of
infraction
district
was.
court, and you'll be
That's
brought
what
back in at
the
11 o'clock.
DA just said, no, we'll bring it down to a civil thing of littering.
Yeah, but what was the original thing that you could take it down to littering? What's comparable? What's the bigger crime of littering?
Yeah, I didn't even hear. I don't know if they even said it.
Oh, a woman.
And you are Tara L. Lodge, is that correct? Ms. Lodge, the court has found probable cause to hold you to answer to a charge of driving under the influence of intoxicants.
Too quick
second
on us,
offense
Judge.
within 7 years.
I
This
could
is
have
a
paused it. We're
gross
back 5
misdemeanor with a maximum potential
Should have done
sentence of 364
Should have
days
done
in
the next
jail, a $5,000 fine, and 3,500 in potential assessments. Would you like me?
She's heir to
I'm
the
sorry,
lodge
did you hear me go
cast
over rights
iron.
with Ms.
I
Campisi?
know my rights.
You do? Okay, very good. Would you like me to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case?
Hey, yeah, beautiful hair.
Okay, I'm going to conditionally appoint the Grimm Law Group to represent you, and we're going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf.
Who's
Conditional because you've got to fill out an application, and I need to find that you do qualify. But
Hey,
for the
baby.
time being,
Buddy.
Ms. Grimm is here representing you. I've got to have an
Hey,
attorney
baby.
application filed before your pretrial that will set in a couple of minutes here. So I'm going to hear from the prosecutor on requests on bail and conditions of release.
How much do you think the law group of Grimm gets from all these public defender
City is
jobs?
requesting standard release conditions, DUI conditions. I would
I
ask
don't
for
understand.
bail in the amount of $2,500 based upon prior history.
Alright.
Or in lieu of that, I'd be willing to accept reporting.
But the
to
lawyers
offender
that you get in
services
there
3
are
times
typically not,
per
aren't
week.
they?
Graham?
They're not their own law group, right? They're usually like
Can we,
paid
would
by
the
the
court
county.
be willing to explain what
Yeah.
that means to the defendant? Or I
I mean, I know
can.
it's different
The
from state to
prosecutor
state,
is
but
saying
Yeah.
that they want me to either impose bail at $2,500 or to release you on your own recognizance with an order that you go to offender services 3 times a week.
Oh, I thought it was the
That's
cast
what
iron. It's
they are
actually the
requesting.
shit
That
hotel.
doesn't mean that I'm going to do it. Okay, that's just what they're requesting. And I think your attorney wants to know whether you want one of those 2 alternatives.
Yes, I would like to be let out on my own recognizance. I will do everything you say. I have
Recognizance.
2 daughters. I have my own place. Or
Great
I
thing.
did a no call, no show to my job, and I would really like to get out of here so I can
Just in time for the
fix
waterworks.
this, but I will.
Okay, Ms. Grimm?
Yes, Your Honor, I think what she's reflecting that she'll do whatever she needs to be released from jail. We would accept
Nice sum up.
And I would encourage the court
Yeah, thanks
to
for that.
release her with the condition that she report to offender services.
Okay. Here's my problem. This is a second offense within 7 years, and I have a third offense that's just outside of 7 years. I'm extremely concerned about public safety in this case.
7 years.
And
Bad.
the
I'm
defendant's
sorry,
ability
Joe,
to follow the conditions of release. I don't think I can.
Maybe it was a
reduce without
Christmas
bail,
party, Your
but
Honor.
I will reduce it from what I was gonna set it out.
At Knox
So I
Plaza.
will set, don't interrupt, please. I'll give you a chance in a moment. I'm gonna set bail at $1,000. I'm gonna order the following conditions. Appear for a pretrial on December 27th at 1 p.m. via Zoom. A readiness January 10th at 2
She's gonna
p.m.
get that
via
old
Zoom.
interlock
Jury
right
trial
back in the
January
car,
12th,
man.
9
Did I hear that wrong? He did
Have no
say a
criminal
third
law
that was
violations,
outside of the
report any
seven.
change
If it
Outside
was
the
just
7 years. So
okay, if it was
it
just
could have been 8
two,
years ago.
You may
7
fail
years
and
apart,
immediately
I'd be like,
contact your attorney. You must
okay,
meet
all right.
with your attorney before the pretrial. If you
I take
don't,
back.
I
I
will
take that.
put you in jail if you get out. Very important. I must have that
Third
court
to bet.
appointed attorney application before your pretrial also. Now, other conditions. Do not consume alcohol or recreational marijuana. Don't use controlled substances unless prescribed by a physician. Do not enter any tavern, bar,
Make
lounge,
sure your
liquor store,
doctor
or
wants
area
you
where the
high as a
consumption
kite.
or sale of alcohol is a primary activity. Do not drive without a valid license and insurance.
That's a tough one.
By
You gotta think about how many
December
bar and grills
27th.
there are. I mean, you can't even
Sorry,
go to
hang on a second.
Applebee's. Ruby Tuesday. Anywhere
Yeah,
that
you're
serves.
stuck
As of
fast food. in it.
This moment,
Yeah.
you may not drive a motor vehicle unless it has an ignition interlock installed. On our pretrial on
missed that
December
part.
27th, I must have an affidavit
Otherwise.
filed with the court either that says that you have an ignition interlock installed or that you're not driving. Your attorney will be able to help.
That's a
you
That's
work
with
big
that.
money too. That thing is
If you
expensive.
do get out.
Last
you
when I was
must
at, they had
go
a
to
Ryan
offender
brought a
services and report to them.
or no
They are
Ryan
going to
got
monitor you 3 times a week.
a
If
one of those little
they can
not an
require you to
iPhone,
take a urinalysis or a breath test,
MP3 player.
they're authorized to take you into custody if they believe you
Michael
violated
brought.
these conditions of release. So the bottom line is $1,000 bail for what we've said here.
Your Honor, can I readdress that?
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
I believe, in my opinion, that reporting to offender services is more likely to keep her on track with the pretrial release conditions. I think the court's concern is any more alleged drinking and driving.
Hey, Angie.
Angie.
I think that's more likely to curb that issue and address those concerns than a bail. I know bail would keep her in custody if she can't make it, but if she
Curb.
can make it. I know
I've
she's
heard that in a
reporting to
while.
offender services, but I think the lesser restrictive alternative is that reporting condition of 3 times a week. She has children and a job. And it sounds like to me, she's not gonna be able to make any kind of bail.
Okay.
She's got to curb those
my
urges,
problem
Creed.
is,
She's got to curb
I'm
that
still of
want to
this
drink.
opinion.
She's got to curb her
Defendant, this is the
enthusiasm.
Second within 7 years, and the defendant has another one just outside of 7 years.
You?
I'm not convinced, and I think I've come halfway down here. So I'm gonna leave it at $1,000 and 3 times a week. So we'll send over the paperwork.
How often a day to use the word curb like she
Yes.
just did?
On my
Curb it.
DUI, I did get deferred prosecution, which I completed the 2-year treatment.
So you're
That
not eligible
DUI
for
was
it
in
again.
2018, I did all the things that I needed to do through the treatment. I can't get out of here, Your Honor. I have
Kristen?
nobody. It's just me and my
can't get
2
out, Kristen.
daughters.
Hi, Kristen.
And they're gonna
Stuck here in
need
court.
to get them, pick them up.
I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna change my opinion here. I've got a duty.
So I have to pay the whole 100 or whole 1,000 to
Your
get
attorney
out.
can explain to you, and the answer is
You
no.
call a bondsman and
I can't
you
get
pay
out,
a
Creed.
bondsman a premium of, it's probably $250. So call a bondsman and see if you can get some help that way.
What about 250?
Okay.
Can you,
We'll
can you
send
pull
over the
that out
paperwork
your
for you.
ass?
Thank you. Okay, who do we have next?
There's got to be some man
Amy
you can
Love,
call
Your
Sweet
Honor.
Talk on the
Thank
phone
you.
to get you 250. Oh, there's another hottie.
We are like 5 minutes behind, so we'll keep it right there. What'd she do?
What'd she do, Creed? She let me look her over. I'm gonna say
You are
shoplifting,
Amy.
Creed.
Shoplifting, he says.
She looks like she's got the stickiest fingers in all of Claus County.
Well, she don't look hungover.
No. She may have been there a while.
Alan, she doesn't look like a meth head to me, but that's
She does look skinny though, so I see why Alan's pulling that card.
Golfing Pew Pew saying assault. Mary says, good evening, guys. Hello, Mary.
Good evening.
Skip and scan.
Skip and scan.
I like that.
That's a new channel we're starting.
Yeah. Already trademarked, Griggsy. She was naive. The other one, both of the, no offense to the ladies, but both of them seem to be very naive at the fact that they were arrested and put in jail and that there's consequences. Both of them.
The last one, she should have known. She's a 3-time loser with the drinking. Tis the season to drink a lot, though.
Well, that's a good point. She doesn't look like a fighter to me either. That's what I think. I think that the theft is actually
sex for money. Wow, you really taking forward here.
That's not illegal yet. Hopefully, it will be at some point. Child endangerment. Hector going dark, but I like it. It's possible. Trespassing. She doesn't look like a motel dweller though. With credit cards, okay. Domestic battery. Did some DB. Fraud, theft.
Could be worse. Could be DP.
Joe Love, is that correct? Ms. Love, the court has found probable cause to hold you to answer to a charge of driving under the influence.
Damn it.
Of intoxicants.
Another
second
drunk
offense
driver.
within 7 years with a refusal. This is a gross misdemeanor with a maximum potential sentence of 364 days in jail, a $5,000 fine, and $3,500 in potential assessments. Would you like-
Congrats to all of our winners who said the drunk.
Well done.
Want me to go over your rights at arraignment, or did you hear them when I went over them, Ms. Campisi?
I heard them already.
Okay, I can't hear very well from those.
No, they're very low.
I believe
in
I
the,
heard them.
room today.
Okay, so you don't want me to go over them.
Can we
with you
start
right
miking
now?
these people up?
Is anything different on mine than?
Can we get an engineer sitting there with them?
I think I'm
Run the board.
Okay. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay, good. That's okay.
Okay, very good.
I
You have the
wasn't
right to
sure.
be
I was-
represented. It's okay. You have the right to be
Seems
represented
like a
by
friendly
an
drunk.
attorney of your own choosing, and if you cannot afford one, an attorney will be appointed at no expense to you. You're presumed innocent unless the prosecution
Oh, look at
proves the
that
charge
ponytail.
beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a speedy trial. That's 60 days from today's arraignment if you're held in custody on this charge, or 180 days from your readiness hearing if you're not held in custody.
It really is
You have a
extremely
right to a
dangerous.
jury trial. You have a right to hear and question the prosecutor's witness. You have a right to testify on your own behalf, to call your own witnesses and compel witnesses to appear at no expense to you. You have the right to remain silent. Your exercise of that right can't be used against you in any way. You have the right to disqualify up to one judge if you do so in a timely manner. And if you're found guilty after a trial, you will have the right to appeal, but you'd also have to file a notice of appeal in a timely manner. A guilty plea would.
Do you ever
waive
think
all
there
of
was a
these
time
rights,
Miss Grimm
except
was like
the right
really
to
hot?
counsel. And if you're not a citizen, you have the right to consult with an immigration attorney because
She's not ugly.
criminal conviction for a
I mean, she's gotta be
non-citizen
like
could result in
60, right?
deportation, exclusion from admission,
I'm
or
bad.
denial of
bad at
naturalization. under
guessing
the laws of the
ages.
United States. Now, with all that said, would you like me to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm going to conditionally appoint the Grimm Law Group to represent you.
We're gonna
Conditional on
appoint Bonnie
you
Raitt
filling out an attorney
your attorney.
application and getting it filed
Look it
before
up.
your pretrial. However, Ms. Grimm is here to represent you right now. We're going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. I'll hear from the prosecutor on his request on bail and conditions of release, and I'll hear from your attorney.
City is requesting standard release conditions, the DUI conditions. This is another case where there's history. There's two cases that are older, but we've got one that is
Good for
within
you.
7. I would ask for bail in the amount of $2,500 or reporting to offender services.
He's
3
got
times per
Crocs
week.
on it,
Okay, Ms. Grimm.
I think.
Yeah, I like that all the
Your Honor, it
people
looks like she's only being held on this.
don't realize what those Crocs are meant to represent over on the We Gotta Chase
I
members
understand the
only channel.
concerns. Her
Come on, man.
older DUIs are significantly old. It looks like
Come on.
one was actually amended to a negligent driving. The one in 2017 amended. We would ask the court to release her and have, if the court is concerned, impose reporting conditions to offender
The only good
services.
honey buns are iced honey buns.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody please tell my wife that she's coming home.
The other ones are garbage.
This is another one that I'm
Wipe your ass,
extremely
Will.
concerned about because this is a second within seven. And on this one, I've got 2 priors. But I understand the argument from both. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set bail at $1,000 and a requirement that the defendant report 3 times a week to offender services. I'm going to set the following conditions of release: appear for a pretrial on December 27th at 1 p.m. via Zoom, a readiness hearing January 10th at 2 p.m. via Zoom, and a jury trial January 23rd at 9 a.m. Have no criminal law violations. Report any change of address to the
DUIs
court
are
and your attorney. If you do
It's
make
a
bail,
tough one because, I
immediately
mean,
contact your
how many
attorney.
chances you can
must
give somebody?
Meet with your attorney before your pretrial. If you make bail and you don't meet with your attorney before the pretrial, I will put you back into jail.
No, you're right. But I mean, at
Very
this point
important.
of
Gotta have
having
that court-appointed attorney application. before
getting in
the
so much
pretrial
trouble and
too.
it costing you so much
Further
money. It's
conditions.
supposed to be.
Do not consume alcohol or recreational
side
marijuana.
thing.
Do not use controlled substances unless prescribed by a physician and then use them only as prescribed. Do not enter any tavern, bar, lounge, liquor store or area.
What about some
consumption or sale of
mandatory,
alcohol is a
like
primary
rehab
activity. Don't drive without
after
a
like
valid
the second
license and
offense?
What
As
one girl
of
got 3
this
classes
moment,
a week,
you
right?
may not drive a
Class
motor
is
vehicle
masses.
unless it
She could be
has
getting drunk after she
ignition
leaves
interlock
class.
installed. It would be a crime for you to
Walmart.
do so. On December 27th at 1 p.m. when we have our pretrial,
It's
I've
crazy.
got to have at that point an affidavit filed by you that either says that you're not driving or that you have an ignition interlock installed. Now, further conditions: report to offender services if you do make bail 3 times a week. They have the right to take you into custody if you don't meet the condition. If they believe that you've not met the conditions of release, you must submit to a breath
While he's
test,
still reading all this,
or
don't forget
a
Mini Chase
urinalysis
Monday
test
coming up.
at
We got a chase
request.
at
So the
4:05
bottom
East.
line
Any
is
highlights?
$1,000. And you
Creed,
gotta report to
every
offender
single
services.
chase is a highlight.
We'll send over this paperwork.
There's a lot of banging again in Arkansas, and I don't mean the kind that they do with their sweethearts. I'm talking about into the
Aaron
wall, over the
Chabon, Your
wall,
Honor.
into a tree.
Yes.
Tons of it. So be ready for that.
And don't forget, members only for We Got
Aaron
a Chase
Thomas Chabon,
channel
is
is
that
at
correct?
6 p.m. East.
It looks to me
Guaranteed
like, your
melon.
bail bondsman
Darren,
pulled your
members
bond,
only.
Is that correct?
Oh boy.
I don't know.
That's what it looks like.
I don't know.
Um,
Hey, let's what do you got? You
we
still got
have a readiness hearing set
give me
for
just one
January
second.
9th,
Yeah.
Jury trial for January 20th.
we're just doing some
I'll
I
leave
think
the
we're gonna do
bond
some
where it sits right now, so you're still
calendar
eligible for it.
scheduling in this one.
And so, excuse me,
Excuse me?
Sport boy.
Madam Clerk, would you
How
check?
dare
It's
you
either
talk
500
during the
or
judge's
1,000,
time
I didn't
talking.
get it written down.
I do want to go to Knox County because we had some of the newest Warmans coming through, and I always enjoy
Yeah.
trying to
It's
find out
$500. So if you get another
what
bondsman to post
all
the
these
bond,
Warmans are there
you're free
for.
on
And
this charge.
well, why not? What's going on over here? And prepare to play a couple of rounds, if you don't mind, Creed.
Nice.
What did she do?
Please do. I'll be
Go right ahead.
No, it's a big guy.
All right, what's your name?
Right away, I have to say this. Is it me, or does Knox County have more wheelchair criminals per capita than any other county in all these great United States? I've seen more Mormons in wheelchairs over here in Knox County than anywhere else. So let's get on into it. What did she do? What did Hot Wheels McGee? What did she do? What did she do? Get your guesses in now, because it's Sweet Tea, you taking her home. Wheel this hot young thing home for pennies a day. You'll be right up in there. How do you become a member of the Chase channel? If you go over to We Gotta Chase YouTube channel, there's a button that says join. Click that, and for as little as $3 a month, you will not miss a single, not one, Richard, not one of those members only. One a week. You're guaranteed some action and satisfaction. See, look at that loud of a son. Alan thinks it's the old fighting from the wheelchair, huh? All right. DUI. Again, she's driving. Wheels behind the wheels. Wheelchair people refuse to walk to the camera. What's that? Maybe. I like to think she's just handicapped. Drugs. Oh, a snake. Oh. You still got snakes running this time of year? The meth pooping on the sidewalk like the other lady did. Oh my God, that lady. Oh, she was a gem. When my throat hurts so bad that I can do it, but when she was like, I don't want you goddamn bun. Don't be coming right here with your bun. I don't want it, motherfucker. She was a gem, a class X sex offender. Flashing them sweet, sweet tatas, trespassing, hit and run, DUI. Let's find out what this fine, outstanding young lady did. Oh, she's gonna cut the camera on and cut it back off. We're having some glitching issues. Drunk driving.
Jessica Moore? Okay. All right, Miss Moore, let me go over your rights with you. You have the right to remain silent. That means
You have the right to some really bad tattoos.
Looks like my video froze.
He creed framed. That's all right. We still know you're there. Wow, they're having all kinds of.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, let me go over your rights with you. You have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to make a statement about your case. If you make any voluntary statements, they can be used against you in court. You have a right to an attorney. Should you not be able to afford one, I can appoint one to assist you. And you have a right to a hearing on this attachment where you can present evidence and testimony from any witness and question anything the government presents against you. You understand those rights? All right, I have an attachment here for a aggravated burglary with a $4,000 appearance bond. Do you have any questions about the
I would have
attachment
never
or the bond?
have guessed burglary.
Probably due to the fact I didn't go to pre-trial, right?
Just throw herself through the window?
Here for a court date.
Just jump right through that window.
I understand that.
Okay. Let me get you sworn in. You've requested an attorney. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the information on this affidavit concerning your assets and income is true and correct?
Burglary. She looks like a burglary.
You can
Oh
put
yeah,
your
she
hand
got
down.
that sweet chest ink.
Do you work anywhere?
Stunner. She on the disability.
In the midst of firing my attorney that I had, this is my disability because due to my just being honest with you, due to my irresponsibility getting to my appointments, I didn't receive payment, so I need to get a new lawyer.
Okay.
She's fed up with me, so.
Do you have any property such as a house, car, motorcycle, pickup truck?
Breaking into places might not be the best idea.
I find you qualify for an attorney. You've had a Rachel Wolf before. Are you happy with her services? Okay. I'll
Young,
appoint her to
sweet
the case.
Rachel
I'll
Wolf.
waive the fee for the appointment. Deputy, are you able to take down the phone number for Miss Wolf?
I don't know. Like Bud said,
Deputy
she can
there?
only burglarize homes with wheelchair ramps.
Okay.
That's the only
Her
one.
phone number is 865.
If you have a house that doesn't have a wheelchair ramp, she can't break in.
9653.
Just as simple as that.
And I will
Creed.
set the court date on 12/13 in felony court for an OTR setting. Do you have any questions about the court date?
I like this guy. He's quick.
It means other than
Yeah,
a
he is.
trial, so you won't have a hearing or a trial that day. You'll be meeting with your attorney and discussing the attachment before the DA and the judge.
She gets up and walks away.
All right. Good luck in your case.
That'd be awesome. Oh, how we go? She gonna shuffle and
where feet work.
Yeah. So those are busy burglaring hands.
Never have jobs and don't own any.
What was she
What's your
dragging?
name?
Her bed.
Medeja Harris.
Is she sleeping on the floor? All right. What did Miss Harris do, Creed? Beautiful hair. We'll give her that. Get your guesses in now. find out what Miss Harris did. I really botched it on the last one, so I'm trying to think. That lady was not a burglar.
No, that wouldn't have been my first. She got into a little bit of a fight.
She looks like a scrapper. I'm with you on that. Little battery.
I think you guys are. Yeah,
she's a fighter.
Maybe.
All right, Miss Harris, I've pre-trialed you on your charges, so you just need to wait until they release you from jail and follow the court date they give you.
Oh, we ain't gonna find out.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
That one sucked.
Boo!
What's your name?
This is Godfrey.
Christy Godfrey. My name's Christy Godfrey. I'm on the drugs.
I want to see what this guy keeps.
I've read it, yeah.
And you understand what it is you've been charged with?
I do understand, yeah.
Your police department is alleging that on or about November the 20th of this year, in the city of Newark and Lincoln County, Ohio, that you did knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm to a family or household member, specifically a Phoenix
More
renter.
DV happening over there. All right. He kept holding up a paper with a weird look. I was wondering if he was giving Stansberry some crap.
What you thinking, Creed? What'd she do?
Well, I like what
Richard Hill.
Buggery, as they call it.
That's buggery, and I don't know if that's even crime in Tennessee.
I mean, she does look a little odd.
Go with the drugs.
All right, Miss Godfrey, let me go over your rights with you. You have the right to remain silent. That right means you cannot be forced to make a statement about the
Are they going to do
details of what happened in
tumbling
your
later?
case.
Is
You
that
make
why they
any
pull those
voluntary
mats out?
statements. The government can use that
What
against
was
you
her
in
name?
court. You have a right to an attorney. Should you
Godfrey.
not be able to afford one, I can appoint one today. And you have a right to a hearing on these cases where you can present evidence and testimony of any witnesses and question anything the government presents against you. Do you
Lisa,
understand
yeah,
those rights?
I could see.
Yes.
Okay, and you've requested an attorney today. Is that correct?
Yes.
We get you
that
sworn in before we start on those questions. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the information in this affidavit concerning
She wants an
assets and
attorney,
income
so that
is
must be
true and
something
correct?
decent.
Yes.
Okay. You can put your hand down. The state of Tennessee has charged you with a meth possession and a possession of drug paraphernalia. Both are Class A misdemeanors. Do you have any questions about those two charges? Okay.
Thank you.
Concerning your affidavit here concerning assets and income, do you work anywhere?
No, I don't.
When was the last time you had a job?
It was a couple years ago.
Okay. Do you receive unemployment, disability, SSI, workers' comp?
No.
Okay.
She's
Do you have any
living off the
property
land,
such as a
Creed.
car, house, land, pickup truck, motorcycle,
house?
boat, trailer, or anything?
No.
Tent, lean to, perhaps?
You live here in Knox County.
Yes, I do.
How long have you been here?
My whole life.
You have family that live here too?
I do.
I hope so. She orphan and
And do you have
living there her whole
anyone
life?
other than family and friends that could vouch for your ability to come to court?
Sleepover party.
Well, my ex-husband, he would, and my no, I don't really have any. I don't really have any friends, but I do have this guy that I was staying with, Jack Miller. He would. I mean,
Zach
I always
Miller.
show up to my
Name
pre-trial.
drop.
I always show up to court. I always.
I
Show up
always show up for my court.
every
Always,
time.
Creed.
I do not have a history of failure to appear.
Just a history of arrests. I guarantee you they're all drug-related charges, too. Every single one.
All right, based on your statements and affidavit, I find you qualify for an attorney. I'll appoint the public defender to your case. I'll waive the fee for the appointment. Your court date will be 12/13 in misdemeanor court for a bond hearing. If you don't make bond, you can request a reduction before the judge that day. If you do make bond, the jail will give you a new court date. Do you have any questions about the attorney or the court date?
Yes, I can't. I don't know. What is my bond?
I'm about to tell you your bond. I just want to make sure you didn't have any questions about those two things first. But
I
your,
did.
what was that?
I did, and I know. I know I can't. I know I probably can't make bond.
Okay.
Well,
I'm setting your
then-
bond at just $150 each, so the total bond is $300. Be $30 plus a bail
Go crazy.
bondsman fee if you go through a bail bondsman,
Go nuts.
This is all.
plus the bail bondsman fee
That's all?
She's even shocked.
if you go through a bail bondsman. If you cannot make bond by the 13th, they'll take you to court that day. you have any questions?
That's
for me?
all?
She heard him say how much that was.
Can I use the phone to call?
Yes, they'll let you use the phone after
Can I
this.
call somebody right now? Because I can get out like in 10 minutes.
Have a good day.
She heard him say $30. He's like, she was going
No
nuts.
kidding.
She was going nuts.
My
Loving it.
God, she even was shocked to hear that.
Can
All
I
right,
get
what's your
that
name?
$30 deal?
Morgan McNamara.
All right, Miss McAmera, let me.
Morgan McNamara. Beautiful name. Beautiful girl at one point, I'm sure. What do you think Morgan McNamara did?
$30 out. I can see it in her eyes. That's drugs, 100%.
I'm going with drunk driving. Still kind of buzzed.
Thinking of drunkard.
She's had a sip.
Meth.
Little
Meth.
sippy sip.
Dewey.
Keep messing around. Big Daddy Kane's going to come in there and start whooping ass, taking names.
I think so too, JG. I think
Choke
we're going to double up
slamming
on
them.
the.
Go over your rights with you. You have the right to
To
remain
hell.
silent. This means no one can force you to make a statement about the details of what happened.
Richard,
You
don't
make
worry
any
about looking for that
voluntary
join
statements.
button.
They can be used against you in court.
That's two.
You have a
Why
right
don't
to
you
an
just put
attorney. If you
theft
cannot
in there and
afford one, I
DV
can
also?
appoint one for you.
Weird.
And you have a right to a hearing on these cases where you can present any evidence you have, testimony from any witnesses you know, and question anything the government presents against you. Do you understand those rights?
No matter what, she's hoping it's a meth charge
Yes.
to get out for
Okay.
$30.
Sometimes it doesn't come over audible on this side. The state of Tennessee has charged you with a simple possession of meth, a simple possession of marijuana.
That's a ding ding.
Possession of drug paraphernalia. All four charges are Class A misdemeanors. You have any questions about those charges?
No, sir.
Okay.
She get the same?
You request an attorney. Let me get you sworn in.
It's going to be
Please
higher.
raise your right hand.
Which
You
one bet?
swear or affirm the information in this affidavit concerning assets and income are true and correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down.
Watch the one for marijuana
You
be
working
higher
for it?
than the meth.
I've been sitting with my great uncle.
Okay.
That
According
pay
to
good?
Pat.
Does that pay real good?
About $100 a week.
Okay.
Oh!
You live here in Knox County?
Killing it.
Yes, sir.
About what we make.
She works on YouTube. I was about to say she's a YouTuber.
How long have you lived in Knox County?
Since I was 4.
4 years old?
Yes,
How,
sir.
Okay.
how old are you now?
The ones near her
You have
wrist,
family that live in Knoxville?
those are tats.
Yeah,
All
she
of
looks
my family
swollen.
is still,
Okay.
She looks
You have
swollen. Hands.
but I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Coming
What was
down.
the
She's really been
other
sitting there for
part
a
of
day
it?
or two.
I wasn't able to get in touch with anybody to go and check on my yesterday.
Okay.
Sorry. You're in jail.
No need to creed frame about it, but okay.
Yeah. Meth, possession, you broke the law.
He knew you weren't
And
coming.
do you own any property such as a house, car, land, pickup truck,
Yeah, Mandy.
motorcycle?
Just what I stole from my
Do
uncle.
you
I
receive
sit
any
with.
unemployment, disability, SSI, workers' comp?
Viking.
I find you do qualify for an attorney. You've had a deal in a Zinzer before. Are you happy with his services?
Sipping the scissor.
Okay, I'll appoint him to your case.
They've got
Is
the
the deputy there to take down his phone number?
they got the balls out there and play some dodgeball later as well
Is
here
she
in gym
ready?
class.
It's
Little tumbling, little dodgeball.
865-450-3333.
It's a full day here.
No.
And I'll waive the fee for the appointment.
Not this one.
The court day will be
Keep it with the
12/13
drought.
in misdemeanor court for a bond hearing. If you don't make bond, you can request a reduction of bond that day. If you do make bond, the jail will give you a new court date when they release you. Do you have any questions about the court date or the attorney?
I believe that was a great uncle.
Sir.
Slightly. He doesn't know she's there or not. We'll
All
give
right,
you
we'll set the,
$100 a
bond on
week
the-
to sit with him.
3 simple possessions is $100 each, and the possession of drug paraphernalia at $200. Your total bond will be $500. Do you have any questions about the bond?
The drug paraphernalia was more than the
Okay.
possession.
Why is
Good luck in your case then.
Last one was $150.
Well, he did 100 on each charge. She had 3 of those and
Oh.
200 on
What's your name?
the old
Mandy Webster.
All right. Miss
Mandy Webster, everybody. This is Mandy Webster. She used to be a kindergarten teacher until she
She's
got
a
into a
fighter.
little trouble.
She's a fighter.
I'm gonna say she stole something from the Walmart.
She could be. So hard with these.
She's Webster.
I'm telling you.
You think she's a fighter? Oh, let's see. I'm gonna say there you go. Stealing from the Walmart. I forgot to ring up one thing.
Mr. Webster, let me go over your rights with you. You have the right to remain silent. This means no one can force you to make a statement about your case.
Again, Richard, just pass right on by that join button.
The
Don't worry
government
about
can
it,
use
bud.
those statements against you in court. You have a right to an attorney should you not be able to afford one. I can appoint one to assist you in these cases. And you have a right to a hearing. At this hearing, you can present witnesses, their testimony, and any evidence you have, and question anything the government presents against you. You understand those rights? Yes. Okay.
Come on, Walmart.
The state of Tennessee has charged you with a burglary other than a habitation. It's a D felony. Do you have any questions about that charge?
A burglary other than a habitation.
Okay. And you request an attorney. Let me get you sworn in. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the information in this affidavit?
So it's like
is
breaking
true and
into a
correct,
business?
to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief
I would think
concerning
so,
your
yeah.
assets and income.
Was it a Walmart?
Okay. Do you work anywhere?
Oh, I got disability.
How much disability do you get each month?
902.
Okay.
Whoa.
Do you have
Damn.
any property such as a house, car, motorcycle? Nothing? What year is the car?
Oh, breaking into a car. Okay, you guys are smart.
What's the make and model?
Jeep Patriot.
Okay.
A Jeep Patriot. God bless
Have
the
you lived here in
USA.
Knox County?
Blunt County.
How long have you lived in Blount County?
Blount County?
All my life.
She did the Creed. She went one county over to do some stealing.
Do you have any family here in Knoxville?
Nobody knows you there. Have you ever seen the guy before? Hell no, I ain't never seen this
Based on your
dude before.
statements, you qualify for an attorney. I'll appoint the public defender to your case. I'm going to waive the fee for the appointment. And I'll set your
$910.
court date for 12/13 in felony court for a bond hearing. If you don't make bond, you can request a reduction that day before the judge. If you do make bond, they'll give you a new court date.
Isn't it weird that Knox and Blount County are right
And
beside
also,
each
should you
other?
make bond, you're to stay off all Walmart properties in Knox County. Do you understand
There it
that
is.
condition?
There it is. Walmart.
It was Walmart.
Bond will be $500 on the burglary. Do you have any
Do it.
questions about the bond?
No.
Okay. Good luck in your
Damn.
case then.
Breaking into the
Wow.
Walmart. The Walmart.
That's
Hey now, she was
hey
cute.
there, redhead. We got a couple more minutes. We'll jump over here with Judge Stansberry. And see
Yes.
what's happening.
What do you do?
Auto body.
And who do you work for?
I'm self-employed.
Got an LLC.
Isn't that great, you guys? That was right at the end, too.
Right at the end, they came
Right at
in with the
end.
Walmart. Yeah.
Gave you the W.
Whew.
Oh, that's
Last
funny.
second win at the buzzer.
Yeah. That was,
The buzzer beat.
All right. Well, Mr. Kiger, I'll go ahead and impose a fine of $50 order that you pay the court costs, sent you to serve a day in jail, and give you credit for time served. So, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Kiger. You may go
If
with the
he's a
officer, but hey,
real
be
mechanic,
advised.
he'll have dirty
with the,
hands no matter what time of
officers
day or
officially
year it is.
having told you that you're not allowed to go back to 63 Western, they can hit you up with new charges if you go back there still. Understand?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You may go with the officer. Good luck.
I had an uncle that was a mechanic, lifelong mechanic. And he never had his. I don't think I've ever seen him with clean
Let's see
hands.
here. Jeffrey
Never
Lacey.
once.
They look like my ex-girlfriend.
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you Mr. Lacey, sir?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Lacey, do you understand your rights in court today?
I do, sir.
Did you receive a copy of the 2 complaints that were filed against you?
I did, sir.
Did you read those, or do you understand what charges have been filed?
I did read them, and I do, sir.
All right. The first count alleges that on or about December the 10th of this year, within Harrison Township in
Edward, you're
Lincoln
right.
County, Ohio, that you did recklessly, being the parent, guardian, custodian, person having custody or control, or person in loco parentis of a child under 18 years of age, create a substantial risk to the health or safety of the child by violating a duty of care, protection, or support.
Oh, God.
Commonly known as child endangering, it's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalties there up to 180 days in jail, up to $1,000 fine. Understand?
Yes, sir.
The second count alleges that on or about that same date in the same location that you did, by threat of force, knowingly cause a family or household member to believe that you would cause imminent physical harm to
Menacing.
that person. That's commonly known as domestic violence by threats. It's a misdemeanor of the 4th degree, and it carries up to 30 days in the county jail and up to a $250 fine. So do you understand all that?
Domestic violence
sir.
by
And
threat.
how do you wish to
I don't.
plead?
believe
Not
I've heard
guilty,
that
Your
too
Honor.
many times.
And what is your current address?
8661 Blacks Road Southwest, Pataskala, Ohio,
And your zip code?
43062.
Yeah.
Are you employed, Mr.
Oh
Lacey?
God, yeah. Punch him right
Yes,
in
sir.
the face.
And where do you
If I could
work?
Reach him.
I work for a contractor called ESI,
And how long have you been with them?
manager. Approximately over 4 years, sir.
A
And are
manager.
they based
I
out of Columbus?
Grove City area. I manage our service department there, so I handle approximately 48 calls a day for
Yeah, I
various
saw that. It's
customers.
pretty interesting.
Okay. I'm going to take a quick look here at the file, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about your bond. So bear with me, all right?
They can close a couple around here. There's like 4 within 15 miles of my house.
Any of them back 24/7 yet?
Yeah, I think the one closest to me. There's one like a mile and a half from here that's I think back up in 24/7. Maybe. You had to close up because people stealing. I wonder why.
There was a time when they went down, they shut down a bunch of Walmarts, but they were building so they could build super centers down the road. Everybody's like, Walmart's going under.
We have 2 super centers and 2 neighborhood markets in Jacksonville.
I love the neighborhood market, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think a lot. I don't get out much, but
Yeah, I haven't been out past 9 o'clock, and I don't know when. So I don't know.
Well, 9 o'clock feels about 5 a.m. now that it gets dark at 5.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe this guy. I mean, he's endangered his child. He's making threats. Doesn't sound like he laid his hands on anybody, but
It's threat, just being a dick. And apparently it's a bit of a story taking this long.
probably a lot to read about the filing, victim statements, and whatnot.
Apparently they do, T. That girl we just saw there over at Knox. I mean, I got to imagine it's burglarized, right? Because otherwise it'd be a theft charge. Wouldn't that be entering?
Yeah. She had for it to be burglary. I mean, I don't know exactly the, the whole terms for it, but I mean, you'd have to be like breaking into something, right? You'd have to be going into something and stealing. Maybe it's like around here, they have, around here, they put out those containers for when they have layaway season, and they put the overflow into the containers outside.
Yeah. Our super centers and neighborhood markets are all 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Still.
It could be that way here. I mean, how much business are they doing from 11 o'clock to 6 a.m.?
I don't know. I used to go get my groceries at like 2 a.m., but that was a long time ago. Times were different then. Where's Fred Franklin?
I saw he was driving home earlier.
Okay, so Mr. Lacey, I'm going to give you an opportunity to make a statement if you like. You don't have to, but if you do, bear in mind we are recording this, so it's probably not wise to make any comments about what may or may not have happened on Saturday. Is there anything you want to say before I set your bond?
Yes, sir.
You have beautiful hair.
I just, would very much like to get back to my family, and they do mean the world to me, and put their minds at ease.
I need to get back to my family and teach them a lesson. You're very welcome.
And try to alleviate any concerns that they may have.
Has to get back home and show them what's what.
Not I. Where's that at, Golf and Gun?
I've never heard of that place.
God rides a Harley. Enjoy. See you at 4.
Yard work. Oh, when you're done, come rake my leaves, please.
You mean you don't have a neighbor with a giant tractor that just comes over and just swoops it all up in a couple passes?
Unfortunately, no. our new neighbors are a young military couple in their early 20s, and I think the wife probably weighs 85 pounds, perhaps. I feel like I could hold her in the palm of my hand. Very small lady. Thought it was a child at first and found out she's the wife. I was like, I looked out the door and I told my kids,
Oh,
I
is
said,
that one you're talking
somebody
about?
come get this door. There's somebody selling something. There's a little girl at the door. It was next door neighbor. The wife.
Yep.
Wow,
Yeah,
he's
Mikey
really-
just hit it from your dick hill.
Yeah, trust me, it's not that hard. There's a button. You'll see a thing where you can even click to donate money, and it'll give you the join button. Make sure you're signed in. If you're not signed in, it won't let you do it either.
Oh, I get.
All right. So, Mr. Lacey, I've had a chance to look through the file and the rather extensive police reports. I've had an opportunity to review whether or not you've had any previous involvement with the courts, which you haven't. For that reason, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, but there are going to be several conditions. Number one, you're not consuming any alcohol or illegal drugs while this bond is in place. Number two, I'm going to put on a no contact order, at least for right now, with Kelly Lacey. Now, understanding that you reside primarily
As
there,
soon as we're done with this, let's
number
get
one,
out
you will have
because
to
there
find
is a
someplace else to
chase,
stay.
but
And number
nobody's
two,
there
if you need to
yet.
retrieve
But
some of your
7 is
personal
close.
property that you need on a day-to-day basis, you'll need to make arrangements for what's called standby assistance through the Licking County Sheriff. The folks at the jail can tell you how that works, but you can't just go over there on your own to retrieve that stuff. Understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Furthermore, I'm going to order that the sheriff take custody of any firearms that are owned by you or are found in the home, just for safekeeping, not being forfeited. They're just precautionary based on what I see here in the case file. Now, your case will be randomly assigned to a judge and set for a trial. Until and unless an attorney gets involved, all notices will go directly to you at the address that you provide. Do not put down the Blacks Road address on your bond paperwork, because if it was assigned to me, that would trigger me to set a bond.
Throw you right back in
notification
jail.
thing. Even, you just can't use it
You
as a
gotta be-
mailing
yeah.
address or
It's
stay
right
there
here.
at least for now. Your bond can be modified in the future by the assigned judge, but for today, I'm going to err on the side of caution. So, you have the right to hire counsel if you like. You can get an application for court-appointed
See that
counsel
right
at the
next to
jail.
subscribe?
And since you are being released, it'll be
Those
your
blurry
responsibility
words
to get it
say
turned
join.
in. The main thing is, if you do want to get a lawyer, don't wait until the day of trial to deal with that. Do you understand?
Right there.
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any other questions today, Mr. Lacey?
I think that's it, sir.
Very
Mr.
well.
Lacey,
You may
stop
go with
being
the
a
officer.
dick.
Thank you, sir.
Just leave them kids alone. They don't need your assurance.
Yeah.
Creed, that's it. We're going to wrap it right there. There may be a chase coming up here in a few minutes. Keep an eye out for that. ABC 7 is supposed to be very close. I saw some people tagging our good friend Marcel, so hopefully he's working. So we'll keep an eye on that. The join button, again, very easy to find right there on the upper right quadrant next to subscribe. Probably got to subscribe in order to join. So make sure you do that and then watch all those shorts and share them.
And if this does not get going and it's a shorty, we'll see you at 4:05 for Mini Chase Monday. And don't forget, we got a Chase channel, 6 p.m. members only.
And to all the people for the support today, my God, you guys went out of your way
Thank you all.
to protect this show that you love so much. Fire Captain putting the show on his back. We appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
we're
guys.
gonna get out of here, and we'll see you back here for a chase of some sort eventually, one way or the other.
Yep.
Bye, guys.